to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
Good afternoon to the good people. Good afternoon to the bad people, friends and enemies. And good afternoon, boom shakalaka, to you all. Chris Bass back with you as I bring forth BaseLine, congregating every Friday afternoon, and that's 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Pacific time, wherever you are, wanting you to be safe, of course, and sound. As we venture out to the peanut gallery already, I see the one and only Barbara Jean. How you doing, Barbara Jean? It's a happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. How you feeling? Also, shout out to Real Wise for allowing this program to be simulcast on Real Wise Radio. So just getting acclimated, getting settled in, about to, of course, wheel up everything and start the program as we're starting here right now. Oh man, it's been an interesting week, the week of news and just in general. So one thing that I said before about covering this interesting news cycle is that it's exhausting. It really is. It's tiring to say the very least. Oh man, but try to keep a stiff upper lip and keep it moving. But it ain't easy, doctor. I'm telling you, I had not been this drained. Well, outside of the move, I have not been this drained in forever. Really, the news cycle itself has become, I don't know what to call it. It's beyond strange. With the people in politics, that you know who, of course, is the so-called president, and the people that he had got into office, like Pete Hegseth and Robert Kennedy Jr. and the type, it's like, where did everything spiral out of control? It just goes on like the break of dawn. All right, so you know what to do here. Of course, it's Free Your Mind Friday. Anything that's on your cranium, anything you want to talk about is okay by us here. You can call in at 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106. Also on the gram, I am the Base. You also catch me, of course, on the YouTube channel, which should be first and foremost. But again, trying to go in a certain order, so it doesn't matter as long as you do it. The Chris Base channel, all one word with a period at the end of the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share that. Make sure you do all of that. Also on Facebook Live. So all these various ways to be a part of the program and to communicate and to be a part of it. You also write in the comment section, as did Barbara Jean, with both the Chris Base channel and also on Facebook Live. What's up, Alex? How you doing? Good to see you, Doctor. How you doing? TGIF is right. Same to you. How you doing? Excuse me. I mentioned before when we were covering the O.J. Simpson trial for damn near a year, which is, again, I think I suffered PSTD from it. It was just a lot to cover, and this has shades of it. This current administration, with the news cycle being the way it is. And I remember I told you I was a weekend drinker. I didn't get like sloppy drunk, but just take the edge off. I'm a beer drinker by trade, so I drink a lot of beer and things like that. Just take the edge off, and then of course go back to work the following Monday, and then do it all over again. But this has shade. I've not been drawn. I have had a couple of drinks. I can see here in front, just a couple of mixed drinks here and there, some tequila and things like that, but nothing to the point of, no, not sloppy, fall down on your ass type drunk. I don't do that. But again, the news cycle being what it is, How do you feel about that, everybody out there? You can once again, the various ways to come on through before we get started into the news fray. But for someone like yourself, when you watch the news, what goes through your mind? I know certain people who don't even watch the news. I was told it was too depressing, and they are correct in their assessment about that. Uh, but still, you got to know your surroundings and know what's going on in the world. But I don't blame them a bit for them to stop watching. So when you watch the news and the news cycles, how do you feel about that? One rule that I have here, a time honored tradition here on Baseline: no peep freaks. Hashtag PEEPFREAKS. Make my peep a peep freak. Nope, no peep freaks are people again who enjoy the summer, go out by the lakefront and catch a nice breeze every now and again. But again, when they see me, the bronze god, they faint, as well they should. So after they get off the floor or sand, wherever they catch me at, or dirt, and I brush them off and everything else. How you doing? Did you pour money into your slush fund or something like that? And after we have a little small conversation, they're okay. I make sure they're all right. Either stick and stay or go about their merry way. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Hashtag PEEPFREAKS. So there you go. Other than that, you are part of the program. So once again, get involved. Let's see updates going on with the Israel-Iran war. There are talks in Switzerland. Iranian and European officials met today in Geneva, which an Iranian source said started out tense but became much more positive. Iran has not agreed to end its uranium enrichment capacity, the source said, calling it a bold red line. The talks come after Donald Trump said he will allow up to 2 weeks for negotiations before deciding whether to launch a strike on Iran and in Iran. Diplomacy with Iran can easily be started again if Trump orders Israel's leadership to stop striking the country, an official with the Iranian presidency told CNN. Trump said today it would be, quote unquote, very hard for him to make that request. There have been no signs of de escalation in the week long conflict as Iran and Israel continue to trade strikes, with at least one Iranian missile striking the northern Israel city of Haifa. I've seen and witnessed massive crowds, protesters in Tehran. This type of situation is going to keep going back and forth. And going back to Trump, this was the same person said, I'll end the war by making one phone call. And we all know that, his line of BS is very long. But still, it's the fact that there's people out there who are suffering, people out there who unfortunately are not living anymore. People are dead. And you can do something from the standpoint of stopping those escalation of deaths is concerned, but you don't want to. And not only that, I mean, before getting involved in all this, the fact that you had cut off all your allies pretty much going back to, 47. Why would you do that? I mean, we if you don't know by now that he doesn't care about anybody, then you're very late to the party. Doesn't care about anybody except for himself. So having said that, it's just one of those things where we are the ones that get involved. We are the ones that suffer from it. He's incapable of any type of compassion whatsoever. Incapable of it. So that continues to be a problem, which he's not going to go anywhere soon. And again, we haven't completed even the first year yet, and all this shit has been going on since the beginning. And it's kind of hard to breathe sometimes because all you think that just people want some form of sense, some form of something making sense, but it's just not going to happen. Don't even hold your breath on it. Not this current administration, because everything is just backwards ass. Everything. And there's no end in sight. It really isn't. Hey. So speaking of 47, a federal appeals court in New York today denied a request by the Department of Justice and attorneys for Trump to delay oral arguments scheduled for next week's Trump's appeal of his $83 million defamation case. Trump and the Department of Justice had asked the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals for the delay so they can appeal an earlier ruling the court had made in the case. Trump is appealing a 2024 verdict ordering him to pay former magazine columnist E. Jean Carroll $83 million for defaming her in 2019 when he denied her accusation of he sexually assaulted her in the dressing room of a department store in the mid 1990s. Trump has denied all allegations. On Wednesday, a three-judge panel of the U.S. Second Court, Circuit Court of Appeals, rejected Trump's attempt to have the government substitute for him as a party in the case, leading his attorneys to argue that they should be allowed to appeal before oral arguments taking place next week. Let's see. Hey, how you doing, Omar? So hello, Chris. Happy Friday and first day of summer. That's right. Today is the first day of summer. You are correct. And also says hello to Barbara Jean. Thank you, Omar. Thank you for being here. The United States and President Trump are entitled to immediate review of the panel's Westfall Act decision by this court, uh, if necessary, by the Supreme Court. A joint filing from Trump and the Justice Department said Friday. DOJ lawyers say that that since some of Trump's alleged conduct in the case fell within the scope of his role as president, the Justice Department should be able to defend him in court. Yeah, it gets curiouser and curiouser. The Attorney General certified that President Trump was acting within the scope of his federal office or employment at the time of his 2017 statements made from the White House, out of the which plaintiffs' appellees' claims arose. As a result, the United States should have been substituted as a defendant in place of President Trump. They argued in the filing today before the court rejected their request. Good. The oral arguments will take place or are as scheduled on June 24th. Now, you see what I mean? Now, you're using the government for your own misdealings. Pay the lady. It's $83 million. You lost. Mr. I don't want to be associated with losers. Take the L. Take the L, sir. But no. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. This stuff is ridiculous, man. It's goddamn ridiculous. And again, right now, he is unstoppable. Meaning 47. I don't see no end in sight right now. If there's some end in sight, please let a brother know. Let her brother know, because I can't see it. Absolutely amazing. Oh man. So yeah, it just gets dicier and dicier. Let's see here. So again, anything you want to talk about, you know what this is. You're no stranger to it. Get on board. A suspect in an alleged road rage incident involving Ohio Representative Max Miller has turned himself in, police said, a day after the Republican congressman said he was run off the road by a man waving a Palestinian flag. The incident, which comes to a heightened environment of political violence, occurred Thursday morning in Rocky River, Ohio. The deranged hatred in this country has gotten out of control, Miller said Thursday on social media. Today I was run off the road in Rocky River, and the life of me and my family was threatened by a person who proceeded to show a Palestinian flag before taking off. I filed a police report with the Capitol Police and the local police department. Who knows who this person is, and he will face justice. As a Marine, a proud Jewish American, and staunch defender of Israel, I will not hide in the face of this blatant anti Semitic violence, Miller continued to say. The Rocky River Police Department said Miller reported he was driving on Interstate 90, I 90, when the suspect threatened him and his family along with making anti Semitic slurs. Miller called 911 and reported that a man in a black Tesla, of all things, was tailgating his vehicle and attempted to run him off the road. The incident reported during this time. Miller also provided the license plate number according to the report. In a 911 call released by the Rocky River Police Department, Miller can be heard saying, "My name is Congressman Max Miller. I was just driving to work and I was cut off by a man in a Tesla who held up a Palestinian flag to me and then rolled down his window and said that I'm not going to cut your throat. I'm going to cut the throat of your daughters, your throat and your daughters." The suspect left the area before police arrived. Miller said a criminal complaint for aggravated menacing and a motion for a criminal protection order against the suspect, 36-year-old Faraz Hamadan of Westlake, and a warrant was obtained for the arrest. Well, again, these when these stories come out, we talk about political violence, and and I hope that some of these stories are not true, but you have to go with the fact that this is the time that we're living in. And we're seeing the unfortunate murders in Minnesota with the congressperson, the political person, and husband. I mean, good night. The other couple were shot, but they were in the hospital trying to fight for their lives. And it's just the time we're living in, unfortunately. So again, when you look at the breakdown, I do mean breakdown of this country. Again, it's going to take us. It's going to take us to get everything back together again in some way, shape, or form. Some way, shape, or form. Because that's the only way it's going to happen. That's the only way. So, once again, that's where you and I come in. But we have to fight, and we have to know our surroundings, and we have to piece together what we can. It may sound simple, but it takes a lot of work. A lot of work. But it's strength in numbers, and just have to hang in there. I know it's not easy. Life wasn't meant to be easy. We got to hang in there. The only way it's going to happen. Ooh, wait. Let's see. So as I said, as I told you before, I moved well with my family, and so we're again. I don't know about everybody else. I'm still trying to get acclimated, but what can I say? It's a beautiful thing, and just getting settled into new digs, and I've been here for a little bit now, but it's still new neighborhood, new home, everything else. You know me, I like quiet. I'm a quiet person. You know how you know how I operate. And the neighborhood we stayed in is quiet, so that's a good thing. Now, of course, that was very important before all of us moved. But my family is loud, so it's like the oxymoron of the whole thing. We moved to a quiet neighborhood, but my family is loud. My sister's family, my brother-in-law, and of course, two kids, 13 and 4. The 4-year-old. Uh, you know what? See, you had to. Okay, so her name is Mawa, and because my nephew's name is Caleb. So I told you, as you know, Caleb graduated grammar school, about to go into his freshman year at Kenwood Academy. So they were, because I told you I stayed downstairs here. So they were visiting me and about to leave to go upstairs. And Caleb said something along the lines of, I'm older than you. And she replied, I'm older too. You're 4 years old. No, it is not just a child talking. She meant that. She meant that. So I'm like, you're not older with your brother. He got 10, he got a lot of years on you. Oh, you talking about I'm older too. I know you said we're basically just children talk. No, no, no. This one been here before. Mm-mm. No, doctor. No, see. No, she meant that. And you can't comport yourself going around here thinking that you're older and you're not. You're 4. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the 4. Enjoy yourself being 4 while you can, because next year is 5, next year is 6, and everything else, and all of a sudden it'll be a blur. And I stuck out in my mind, I'm like, that's a hell of a statement to make. I'm older too. And they meant it. I said, was this frivolous talk? So let's see. So my sister getting the backyard together. We're getting the house together, right? Putting white rocks around and things like that. And my brother-in-law put together a beautiful gazebo that we have in the yard area. It's beautiful. He really did a fantastic job. He put his foot in it. In fact, it was done by the time we had Father's Day, because we had a Father's Day barbecue, and it's a wonderful thing. So I find myself going out there just to, relax and, like I say, enjoy time, enjoy the quiet, because again, take advantage of it while you can. It's wonderful. So, but yeah, once again, just getting started. And once again, like I said before, man, my body just was not used to all this heavy lifting, moving. I re-injured my left elbow. It was actually doing pretty good, actually coming around. I was once again getting more mobility in it and started to act up again. I think I probably did something on Father's Day that I should have been doing, probably moving stuff around and re-injured it. So can't win for losing. Can't win for losing, but such is life. Oh man. Let's see. Let's go back to the comment section here. Hey, good afternoon. Ann says, good afternoon, Chris and Base Nation. How you doing, Innova? Thank you for being there. Of course, Innova is the official cook of BaseLine. her and her brother, Chef Mark. So Chef N and Chef Mark, absolutely. Let's see. Hey, how you doing, Rachel? Rachel. How you doing, Rachel Montgomery? You falling apart, man? Yeah, I fell apart about a few months ago. Yeah, it's rough, Doc. No, I fell apart a few months ago. Yeah, I did. Hey, how you doing, Lydia? Said gazebo sounds great. It's very nice. It's nice. Gazebo, table, chairs. Two of them swivel, which that's the one I like. I like the swivel one. So I get the swivel one. Put uh, the pillows on the back of on the chair, and of course the chair itself, the bottom part of the caboose, so you sit down at and chillax. It's really nice. It's really nice. You gotta get credit where credit's due. Nice indeed. So yeah, I take advantage of that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, the gazebo is nice. It's a come down. I have to say, it's really becoming a place of contemplation for me. Really, I like going out there. I like chillaxing in there, and once again, just looking at the house and enjoying the blessings that we have. It's a very cerebral, very peaceful at the same time. Tiffany Henyard's latest promise to tell all comes in the form of an autobiography she's peddling online that cost us $99. The deposed South suburban political politician took to Facebook to solicit pre-orders for the book that promises to tell the real story, and said the real story is coming. A link directed to those interested in purchasing the book to a do-it-yourself sales website as opposed to an actual publisher. Henier told WGN her book unapologetically sheds light on real-life political warfare, betrayal, and unwavering ambition to rise above it all. She claimed it would be the first in a three-part series. Posters of the Dalton political Facebook page, which closely chronicled Henier's time in office, alternated between snark and skepticism. This is just another hustle, one commenter wrote. Yeah, Michelle Obama's bestseller was cheaper than this mess. The unmitigated gall, another poster said. It's unclear what uh, substantive details she will be willing to reveal about her rocky role as Dalton's mayor and Thornton Township supervisor, given an ongoing FBI investigation into her tenure. In fact, her attorney advised her to plead the fifth rather than answer questions during a recent court hearing over a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit from her time in office. Let's see. You can't be mediating and commuting. You can't be mediating and communing with nature, Lydia. Type. No, you're right. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It does again bring peace. I love it. Let's see here. Back out to the comment section. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to one sick dick. How you doing, sick? Thanks for being here, brother. How you doing? Okay, so here is the menu, dinner menu. Dinner menu has changed since we have air conditioner. My brother is cooking fried chicken thighs. I make homemade garlic butter, mashed potatoes, and steamed corn on the cob. Drink homemade lemonade. Dessert, homemade German chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream later in the evening. Again, for the cheap seats. The dinner menu has changed since we have air conditioner. My brother is cooking fried chicken thighs. I'm making homemade garlic butter, mashed potatoes, and steamed corn on the cob. The drink is homemade lemonade dessert, homemade German chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream later in the evening. That's how you get down. That's how you get down. Let's see. So, thank you for sharing. The Fifth Amendment to the Constitution states defendants cannot be required to be a witness against themselves during a legal proceeding. I think that's when anybody that's smart and reasonable and has a lawyer and as a lawyer is going to do under those circumstances. And your attorney Bo Brindley said after the June 6th hearing, she's not a public figure anymore. She's not in office. She has every right to exercise her rights under the Constitution to protect herself. Brindley did not immediately respond to the request for a comment about the book. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rachel asked Innova how much for a plate. I'm telling you, it's if you build it, they will come. If Innova would actually put in a bid for a restaurant, hell, not even a restaurant, you did like a food truck or something like that. You go out there and put some people to shame. Go out there and really, I'm telling you, I'm biased, of course. I never had their food. I just known Innova for years and her brother Mark. But since Innova has supported me on this program, and she would type in these wonderful menus, I'm telling you, game changer. It will do it. I'm telling you. Voters overwhelmingly opposed Henyard in recent elections that follow more than a year's worth of WGN investigates reporting on lavish spending, travel, and other perks paid by taxpayers. This isn't the first time Henyard has promised big reveals that never materialized. In February, she promoted a weekly podcast that she claimed would be the most entertaining political podcast ever and revealed the tea about her adversaries. Only one episode is currently available online. Yeah. Tiffany Henyard is a classic situation of go and sit your ass down somewhere. But you want to continue to be in the spotlight. It goes back to that scene from Malcolm X, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is telling Malcolm X, no, that TV camera could be a narcotic. And I think all that attention she was getting while grifting in office, it could become a very addictive. So now you want to put out a so-called tell-all that's in 3 parts. That's what? That's $300 that a person to shell out to get all 3 parts. $99. I hate when they do that. They did because it sounds like you're getting a deal. Because we all both know, just take one more penny and run it out and just say $100. I guess we're all stupid. No. I'm gonna save a penny on $99. So yes, had this tell-all book. As I read the article to you, that she's not really that person that is a person of her word, from the standpoint of, I got this podcast, see, I got this deal, see, and I'm gonna tell all about everything coming out in politics in this wonderful, entertaining podcast. I got 1 episode, and now you want somebody to pay online the first of 3 parts of a tell-all for $99. All right. Yes, what you just said. Said, go sit down. So sad if anyone buys it. Well, buddy, I'm just stating the obvious. Look, you can do what you want to do with your money, people out there. Go right ahead. It's a free country last I checked. I don't know about it in the future, but it's a free country last I checked. So you want to take your $99 with tax and buy the first part of a 3-part series, and it shows she's unreliable. Going back to the whole podcast thing, so yeah, I would be surprised. She might go through it because now she's out of office, and again she needed attention, and once again trying to get money. Amazing. Somebody will buy it. And think about it. You put it out there. Nobody's forced you to buy it, but somebody will buy it. See, this is what I like about certain people, like Miss Henyard. When she was losing to in the race that she was having, most people will have a concession speech and say, thank you for your support over the years, or thank you for your support over time, and everything else. No, she even show up to tell her own constituents, thank you. That's kind of low. So damn it, that is low. It is. These same people put you in office, and because you lost, you don't have the wherewithal to tell your constituents thank you. Shouldn't that send a message too? They supported you all throughout the rigmarole of once again the kickbacks and the travel expenses and things like that, and they still ride and died with you, and you can't come out in public to thank them. Couldn't do it. Telling you. The person show you their yes, that's it. And it's a shame. Again, 312-597-2106 to call in. 312-597-2106. Make sure you contact me going through that. Also, of course, the YouTube channel, the Chris Base channel, all one word with a period at the end of the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Make sure you do all that. Catch me on Instagram, I am the Base. Also on Facebook Live. So we try to cover all these various ways to be a part of the program. Or, of course, comment in the comment section. Continue to do that. Some folks are just sore losers. They're even worse when they win. Well, that's true, too. Some people could be sore winners. Sick. Some could be sore winners. You ever see somebody win and they just rub it in your face? It could be anything. I mean, you could play, you could play, I don't know, I would say pickleball. That's Diane Hawkins' sport. It all walks of life. Pickleball, Monopoly, whatever, Yahtzee. And some people it's over the top when they win. I never liked that. Not saying I never did it myself. We all had done it at some point. But then I realized, you gotta stop doing that, man. And as a kid, of course you do, because you're over exuberant, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat type of thing. I had this conversation before. You know what I don't like? If you're going to have life lessons, for example, you have soccer. And of course, soccer over the years become a very popular sport here in America. So you have these soccer games, the soccer championship games, like anything else. And then you have a winner. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. And then you take the winner, like winner, chicken dinner, you take them out for ice cream, whatever you're taking, depending on the age, or a pizza, whatever the deal is. Probably both. And then you reward the loser. I'm not trying to be cold here. I'm just saying there's a lesson to be learned. Like, well, everybody wins. Well, if that's the case, you lose, you're still going to get ice cream, you're still going to get pizza. It wasn't to be mean when this was going on back in the day. It was just to show the fact that, for example, if you lost, yes, it hurts. It's supposed to hurt. But depending on who's around you, it should build up strength and character. That if you want to do better next year, you got to get in there and do better for training, do better on your part, whatever player position that you have, to improve, to work out, to get better. So maybe one day you can win with the team that you have, whether it's individual or not. But if you're going to say, well, here, have this eat up because you're a winner too and you lost, I don't know about that. I don't know. In professional soccer, players will trade jerseys after the game as a sign of respect, sick types. I've seen that also in, well, yeah, it must have transferred over to the NFL, NBA. I've seen that happen a few times, especially in the NBA. Well, they'll, certain players would trade jerseys, or they'll trade it, of course, and then they'll maybe sign autographs on it and things like that and take pictures. So, yeah, that makes sense to me. And that's a professional setting. I'm talking about in the formative years. I don't know what kind of message that sends. I get it. I get it to a degree because you don't want the children to feel that they're failures, because they're not failures. They just happen to lose an event. It's not the end of the world. It can feel like the end of the world. That's why you have parents and relatives and friends, support groups, to let that child or children know that you can do better. You can improve. Take this hit. It's gonna hurt. You get back and do it all over again. That's the beauty about life. If you're blessed to do it all over again, then do it. Let's see. Considering that it's Friday, it's if y'all got paid today, better bump Johnny Kemp's just got paid Friday night. Johnny Kemp, yeah, good for him, man. That man did a one and done. I think he went back to the islands. I mean, did one and done. He did a video for it. I mean, that become like the national anthem. Still, God rest his soul. I think Johnny Kemp passed away, but yeah, just got paid. I haven't heard that in a while. But I remember on the radio they would play that like every payday Friday, literally. Sure did. Yeah, he passed away April 6th, 2015. Johnny Kemp did. But man, did he leave? He left that one song. I'll be damned. He's back. What's up? Walter Cannon says base start over. Well, we know that's not going to happen. But he's been MIA for a little bit. How you doing, Doctor? Good to see you. How you feeling? What you doing back amongst the land of the living? Let's see. Thank you for being here. How you doing, Peggy? Totally agree. What about the whole rewarding that type? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of. I think again, it just builds character. It builds character. And of course, you take sports seriously, and of course, you get out there and put your all and your heart and soul and sweat equity on the field, on the court, no matter where it is. But yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. Hey, Katrina Saunders, I said Doc BaseLine to the key That strikes the note. How you doing? Thank you for being here. How's your Friday coming along? Correct, right. He passed away in 2015, and it was produced by Teddy Riley for Keith Sweat. Keith said that the track should be given to Johnny. Good stuff. Yeah. And it we'll see what happens. Good old begging Keith Sweat. Oh, I like Keith Sweat. He be begging though, but I have no problem with that. Let's see. What do you say? Good in you? Not too shabby for an old man. I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. Thank you, Katrina. Peggy, I think we learn from losing. Correct. No, you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think we do learn from losing because it's something that we do not want to approach again. We don't want that. It's the last thing we need. Lydia, I agree also on the character building of sports for young people. It gives them something to strive for. Lydia, thank you. Absolutely. That's all I'm saying. That's all. And again, when I read those articles and seen stuff on TV now, or seen it portrayed in movies and television, like, yes, everybody goes. And what are the losers doing there? We don't want them to feel that way. Well, let them feel that way because they lost. They lost. Let's see. Uh, what was it that Willie Jones, John Witherspoon tell his son Craig and Ice Cube? You win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. Yeah, that was a good quote, and that's life in general. You do. You sure do. But again, I think it's taking a mixed signal of letting the child or children know that based upon this loss, you're going to go in and be rewarded too. Again, there's a reason why you look at certain people who are able to rise above certain things. When they're able to rise above the standpoint of developing a winning mentality. You learn more from losing than winning. Clearly, a lot of people don't want to take a loss. You have to. In order for you to win, you must lose. It's yin and yang. That's life. That's what happens. At least I think so. That's what I think what happens. Let's see here. I gotta do this real quick. So I'm doing something at the same time. So let me just check here on a couple of things before. Let's see here what we got here. Let's see. Move out the way. Okay. Let's try it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Go back to the comment section. Something funny when my son won the baseball championship, and we told them they were taking they were taking them to the Greek islands. He asked, "Are we going to Greece?" I had to laugh and said, "We are going to the restaurant in Greek town." Well, Well, yeah, it's like, wait, we're going all the way over there to celebrate that we just won this game. Ooh, wait. My grandfather taught me when I started in started high school basketball. He said to me to do my best and be the person you can be, and win or lose, I am proud of you. Well, it was a nice thing for your grandfather to say, and that's what I meant about supporting support groups from your family, friends, and such forth. That's what I meant by that, as the example that Omar just typed. It's like in general, like I mean, hell, when I was coming up and we played sports, you lost. You won some, you lost some. Now again, some people couldn't take it. Uh, they didn't take losing well, but still, though, that's it. You can't win all the damn time. Lennox Lewis in his fights with Hassan Rahman, what was it? Rahman. Lewis took Rahman lightly and got dropped in their first fight. In the return, Bow Lewis came in more focused and finished Rahman convincingly. I remember that. Everybody takes a hit. I mean, you talk about boxing. Look back at what happened with Mike Tyson, with Buster Douglas. People thought that he, meaning Mike Tyson, would go through Buster like he went through all the other fighters. And that fight was in Tokyo, Japan. And as the backstory with Buster Douglas has said, I mean, he went through a lot of pain, uh, had a death in the family during that time. He was a whole different level of pain, whole different level of pain, and that literally shook up the world. About when Ali said shook up the world, when he beat, when he first got the championship, when he was Cassius Clay. Shook up the world. Shook up the world. That shook up the world too during that time with Mike Tyson. So it's nothing that's new. It's just that I think when you go into the standpoint of how you how you phrase it, how you break it down, how you look at it for its lens for what it is, any successful story, any successful person would tell you when they do speaking engagements, they'll tell you all of the crap, all of the losing moments that they had to go through in order to become successful. They all tell you these are wonderful success stories, but it comes from the bottom to the top. Start from the bottom. Now we're here. We're not saying to the children, stay at the bottom. We want you to learn from this experience. And when you get older, learn from the experience. Learn from it. It only make you better. Only make you stronger. Yeah, so I can like I'm sitting here reminiscing. I remember when I was playing basketball and I would go to the local park in my neighborhood. Now, mind you, there were a couple times I feared for my life because certain people were just out of pocket. Like I remember, you choose a 5-on-5 and run full court. And I remember I was having a bad game and I couldn't get nothing in. I couldn't get it. I got to the cup. I couldn't get it in the cup. I tried to shoot from outside. I couldn't shoot from outside. And the guy was like, "Man, I'm tired of your ass, man." Blah 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 and everything else. So I remember the last shot I put up. We won the game. You better make that shot. I would have beat your ass if you missed it. And I believed him. I don't know. I was like what 12, 13. I think I was 13 at the time, something like that. Much older dude, but yeah. I mean, really. Now, some people don't want to lose at all. At all. Let's see. Hey, Jed, how you doing? What's up, Jed? Greetings, Base Nation. Big Lennox Lewis fan. Hard to describe, but his strategy was scientific. I go along with that. Yeah, he was coming up in those in that era of boxing. Yeah, it was nice to see that. If he adapted to you, game over. Yeah, Lennox Lewis was a real deal. Yeah, he was one for you. He was real mother for you. I totally agree. So I just believe that again, when you're dealing with winning and losing, it's entirely up to you how you handle it, and to lose with grace. I remember this one story I was watching, reading about like for example how you see basketball players who would at the end of the game they'll form a line and shake hands with the winners and losers from from the teams. And then one person suggested they should stop shaking hands. I'm like, wait a minute, say what now? They should stop shaking hands. I'm like, wait a minute now. Well, that makes no sense. Don't be wrong. When you watch these events, whether it's high school and college, you don't see too much in the pros. But in high school and college, don't get me wrong. It's not easy to sit there and just shake somebody's hand and they hand your yes to you. But that's part of the game. Herm Edwards, the great football coach for the NFL and college, you play to win the game. Exact quote. Exactly. But to take out good sportsmanship, it's just, see, now you get into murky territory. Now it doesn't make any sense. Because if that's the case, they can go on and play and just say, oh, man, F them. And then keep going in another direction. And that's not cool. Hmm. That's the last thing you need. No, do not take away good sportsmanship. Don't do that. They just have to learn. Garris once said it best. You must learn. Sick also types, Joe Dumars and Michael Jordan had a great amount of mutual respect despite being very competitive. Well, that's usually how it goes. That's how it should go. You should respect your opponent. You should. But you know what happens? Some people don't want to do it. Some people's attitudes get in the way, and it gets in the way of progress. But that's what happens. Lydia, it's the character building, and it's important for young men to be their best in any situation. That's right. Young men and young women. That's right. Let's see. How many out there used to watch King of the Hill? You know they're rebooting the series on Hulu. So there was a character on there named John Redcorn. The actor who played John Redcorn, the voice actor's name was Jonathan Joss. He was shot and killed a few weeks ago in San Antonio. This is what happened, unfortunately. This is just mind-boggling to me. San Antonio police say they were called to a shooting on Dorsey Drive on the city's south side just after 7 p.m. June 1st. When officers arrived, they found Josh dead near the road. He was later pronounced dead going on that day. Let's see. What do you say? I've seen a few episodes of King of the Hill, Sick Types. Yes, very good show. Officers found the shooting suspect was a Sigfredo Alvarez and detained him. Saya Alvarez has been charged with murder. TMZ reported Josh and the suspect have been in disputes and have had disputes in the past. Police have not released any details about the circumstances surrounding the shooting. A post on Josh's Facebook page from the actor's husband described the shooting and claimed Josh was murdered by someone who could not stand the sight of two men loving each other. The actor's husband, Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, claims that he and Josh had returned to their home, which had reportedly burned down in January, killing his dogs. When they went to check the mail, Kern de Gonzalez said they saw the remains of one of the animals. The pair began yelling and crying, according to Kern de Gonzalez. They were then confronted by a man who he claimed yelled violent homophobic slurs and then pulled out a gun and fired. Jonathan and I had no weapons. We were not threatening anyone. We were grieving. We were standing side by side when the man fired. Jonathan pushed me out of the way. He saved my life. Kern de Gonzalez wrote. Post from Josh and Kern de Gonzalez showed the pair that got married in February. San Antonio police later said on X that the department was investigating into Josh's murder and disputed online claims of this being a hate crime. The San Antonio Police Department says that the investigation currently has found no evidence to indicate that Mr. Josh's murder was related to his sexual orientation. The San Antonio Police Department investigators handled the investigations very seriously and have thoroughly reviewed all available information. Should any new information come to light, the suspect will be charged accordingly, the department added in a follow-up post. Yes, this is rough. In addition to King of the Hill, Josh also made appearances in several other shows. He played Chief Ken Hotate in Parks and Recreation and had other small roles in Ray Donovan, Walker, Texas Ranger, and Tulsa King. He also appeared in the films True Grit, Magnificent Seven, and Forever Purge. Yeah, I was like, damn. And so, and I hope to continue investigation because it's one of those things where you do have people out here, and you and I both know this, who can't stand to see people happy. They hate it. They do. And irregardless of them being homosexual, they got nothing to do with it, is the fact that somebody is taking that much energy to hate somebody because they're different from them. Just because you're not homosexual, I don't know what the guy who shot them, what his sexual orientation is, but still it's the fact that why would you have all that energy and hatred towards someone that is not bothering you? That's what gets me about all this thing about racism and road rage and all that type of stuff. Where you get all this damn energy from? Omar, I remember King of the Hill. I used to watch the show all the time. Well, unfortunately, the guy who played John Redcorn got murdered. And the fact that the investigation says that this person I don't know. It's not fair for people to go out here and live their lives accordingly. And because they're different, or because they're different from you, and these people have a problem with it. And instead of just ignoring it and not giving the attention or energy and just go about their way, they put more fire in the belly. They put more hatred they already had, but they put more into their heart. So they go on and they attack. They spew racist, homophobic slurs. Just let it go. Got nothing to do with you. Got nothing to do with you whatsoever. And then something like this happens. Lydia, live and let live. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There are more horrific details online, but this story got to me. And ethnicity ties into it also. No one should have this much hate in them. Let's see. And then act on it. Thank you for sharing, babe. No, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. It's sad to say the very. It's you do your best to try to understand, but you can't understand people who are sick. Let's go out to the phone and say hello to David. How you doing, David? Thank you for coming back.
You're welcome, Chris. And yeah, I was just listening what you were talking about, and yeah, about the point that people have so much energy just to, grab someone that they have nothing to do with you, or vice versa. It's not healthy, and that is why everybody, the people on social media get involved in trouble like that. That's why they may get bad guys, because if they get like, there's a thing called talking to someone face to face about their problems. And here in this world, if it's online or offline, that is what we should be doing, because if we're going to ask someone, it's unhealthy. It's not solving anything. But if you can actually talk to the person about the issues, it makes things way much better.
I think certain people don't want to meet people face to face because they're punks and they're cyber bullies. So they would rather use their keyboard or their devices and then show their hatred that way. Because to confront somebody about your differences, that takes a lot of heart and courage, and they don't have either one. So they would rather go on again, be cyber bullies, use phony names and fake addresses, things like that. That way, we won't get back to them, and because they don't have it in them to be real. And even if you disagree with somebody, you don't have to pour all that hatred out. You don't have to do all that. That's a selective behavior pattern. You choose to be that way. And that's the sad thing about a lot of people out here from coast to coast and beyond and abroad. They choose to be this way. No one says you have to be, no one's born racist. I'm just stating the obvious here. But when you get into a certain mindset or around certain people or certain doctrine and you embrace it, that's entirely up to you. You've done that. And so when they do that, people get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sad thing about all this. This does not have to be. I, for one, appreciate his work. I used to, listen to him all the time as the John Redcorn character. But I'm sorry this happened to him. God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all about it's all about trying to have common sense here. And that's I wish that people have more, because especially this decade, this generation, is difficult for a lot of people, unfortunately. And I was on a stream last night where we had a similar conversation like this, and I said at the end of the stream, life is not going to get any easier. It's about to get a lot harder. You know,
Yeah.
especially with the people that treat their fellow peers nowadays.
Mhm.
It could go both ways, easy or hard. But nowadays, it's more harder, unfortunately. But it depends on who the person is and on who you talk to, and also your decisions. I mean, let's not forget, if you make a mistake, it can make or break your life. So you got to be careful of what you do in your life and the choices you make, because, of course, we're not perfect. In straight of imagination, we're not perfect at all. But if you keep making those same mistakes, you'll make look bad, because there's a thing called showing showing your actions, you know, after your mistakes or whatever. Trying to think of the right, saying. Um, it's about like how how you go forward, and actions speaks volumes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You're right.
but how's your Friday been now, Chris?
Hey, David. Once again, I thank you for your words and thank you for sharing. And we'll be in touch soon. Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You're welcome, man. And also, I'll be live tonight on my YouTube channel. It's my 6th-year anniversary on my YouTube page today.
Oh, okay.
I'll be interviewing game show announcer Randy West on tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. He was on The Price is Right for a little bit. Announcer of Supermarket Sweep. There's been other game shows. So, for those who are game show geeks, I suggest you tune in tonight to not only celebrate National Games a Month on the Network 1000 YouTube channel for this next episode of 3000, but also to see Randy's great stories that he has. What was your favorite game show of all time, Chris? I don't know if I asked you this before, but what is your favorite game show?
When I was coming up, it was when I was a kid watching the Match Game. Gene Rayburn as the first and original host. I liked, of course, The Price is Right. You couldn't get more cool than Bob Barker.
Oh yeah,
there was a syndicated game show called The Joker's Wild.
mm-hmm.
I used to watch that at one point. I used to watch that. There was a few of them. A lot of game shows I used to watch when I was a kid too. Of course,
Tic-Tac-Toe was a big
Tic-Tac-Toe, right? Mm-hmm.
It was a big sister show to Joker's Wild or vice versa. Similar car shows at Price of Duck. I mean, a lot of classics back then, and you can watch old classic episodes on YouTube, Pluto TV, and Buzzer, Game Show Network. There's a lot of places where you can go. Internet archives. So yeah, game shows is. I mean, that was a global, icon type of thing back then in the 70s, 80s, and all that. But that's when it was at its peak. Unfortunately, we don't have many game show legends left from that era. Unfortunately, Bob Eubanks is only one of the few left. From back in the day. I can't remember who else, but yeah. But other than that, how's your Friday been so far, Chris?
Well, so far so good. So far so good. Can't complain. How's yours?
Doing good. Just I was working on my intro for tonight and getting the questions ready for my show tonight. And also, I'm still recovering from that Rafael Devers trade that happened with the Red Sox. That was shocking news for those sports fans. And also speaking of sports, Game 7 of the NBA Finals Sunday night. How about that?
That's right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I know you're gonna probably look into that course on Sunday, watching that.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Uh,
pretty cool.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna win it on Sunday.
I gotta go with OKC. I think OKC is
Mhm.
they I think they're lined up for it. I think the fact that they were able to have these two smaller markets come to the big dance for the NBA, I think it's great. I think it's great for the sport, and also the fact that I think just OKC they had a little more of an edge for me to pull it off. So I don't take anything away from both teams, but I'll go
Yeah.
with OKC. Who do you think?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Indiana Pacers. I think the Pacers are.
Okay.
Um, I'm not a fan of the predictions, but if I had to pick someone that could win it all, it may have to be the Pacers because they've been underdogs through the NBA. Same with the OKC, of course, because I mean we don't have any big market teams for the NBA Finals, but um, it's not going to affect the ratings for Game 7. I can tell you that right now.
Right.
Despite NBA's falls, losses ratings this year, um, you can never beat a Game 7. Game 7 is all about go win a bit, go big or go home, and let's go take all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Game 7 is all about. It's going to be super exciting. 8 p.m. I think it's on ABC. ESPN's and also your local radio stations for those two teams. So I'm very excited to see who's going to go on top on Sunday night. It's going to be a big prime time event. A lot of people that are going to be tuning to that for, especially with football not going on or hockey is over now. A lot of people are going to be tuning into Game 7, so I'm looking forward to it.
Same here. Same here. Hey, I gotta move on, David. But do me
Yeah.
a favor. Type in the comment section there when people find your program at for
Yeah,
tonight, and then
I'll
we'll
do
make
that.
that happen. Absolutely.
All right, and I'll have to see you in the live chat tonight as well. If you want to stop by, as well if you're awake then. So I'll talk to you there, and have a good day, Chris.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, David. Take care.
You're welcome.
Bye bye. See, so yeah, it was a lot of those shows back in the day that I used to watch. Those game shows here. Park and Rec. Damn, I knew he was in a lot of my shows. Jet type. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Let's see here. Gotta check something real quick again. Okay. All right. So again, this whole thing that I mentioned before with David called in and we went into some other things. We was talking about the death of actor Jonathan Joss, who played John Redcorn on King of the Hill. Like I said, it's sad because, as I said before, they rebooted King of the Hill starting in August on Hulu. Man, and all this is happening. Let's see here. Okay, so there you go. So that's David's link. You see that YouTube link right there to check out his program. Once again, congratulations on the milestone that you have. I think you said 6 years. I think you said before. Continuing on and do your thing, man. Congratulations to you. Yeah, make it happen. Oh boy. Okay, good. Hmm. Okay, just checking a few things real quick. Okay, I don't know what happened. All right. You have to forgive me. My back is man, give me the fits. Well, someone asked me, was I okay? I said, no, this old age. Oh, help. Let's see here. So let's see what's going on. That time, what was the story I want to get rid to? Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh man. Here we go. What was that story? Hold on. Let me get to the story real quick. Okay. No, that's not it. Let's see, hold on. Excuse me for the delay. I just got all this stuff rushing to me at one time. Oh man. Okay, so here we go. So the billionaire slated to take control over the controlling interest, I should say, the Los Angeles Lakers has built a career leading businesses investing into everything from sports franchises to artificial intelligence. Mark Walter is CEO of the global investment and advisory company Guggenheim Partners, which is estimated to have more than $325 billion in assets. He's also co-founder and CEO of holding company TWG Global. Forbes estimates Walter his net worth is $6.1 billion. The publication ranked him at number 216 on its Forbes 400 list last year. So now he has the controlling interest in the LA Lakers. Uh, let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, unfortunately, Chris, it won't let me post the link in the chat for YouTube. You can put it in the live chat for me, please. I think only the owner of the channel can. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. I'll do that. So the again dealing with change and ownership and things like that. Uh, yeah, that's kind of. I guess as a basketball fan, I've always loved the fact that I love the fact that when you had people like the Bus family, like Dr. Jerry Bus and Jeannie Bus, his daughter, and the sons, things like that. You know, they were the Lakers. They still, I think, Jeannie Bus still has a role on the team, obviously, but mm, yeah, something's not. I wouldn't say not right, but it's changed. What can I say? And congratulations to the controlling new owner of the whole thing. But yeah, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But you know that happens. And so the thing about me personally, when you look at when these things happen, uh, I I don't know. I it really caught me off guard with the whole thing. It really did. So when this whole thing was coming together from the standpoint of the team being sold, well, you know what? It would have been nice. And once again, I congratulate uh, Mark Walter for getting the team, but it's still in my heart. Goes back to the whole thing with the Bus family. I mean, that's just me. It would have been nice if Magic Johnson ended up having controlling interest. Ooh wee. Let's see. Anyone else in Cali freaking out? I'm seeing Marines on the news. Cotton Candy Head says he's run, but oh, you got to be kidding! Oh, you know what, Jed? I'm telling you, yeah, Cotton Candy Head's a good one. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm telling you, this whole you're right about the whole freaking out thing. I don't blame you a bit. I don't blame you a bit because my thing in all of this is the fact that going back to what you said about Cotton Candy Head, this is not how our country should be. Not. And far from it. We do not have a country of dictators or kings. I just saw the No Kings demonstrations from coast to coast, which were beautiful. But something happened along the lines where, again, this person is trying to say that he's a dictator. And it's sad because that's not how this goes. Far from it. We're talking about dictatorship. We're not talking about people who want to lock goose step. You know, we're not that country, but he wants to be that country because he wants to be like Putin, Kim Jong Un, and the people that he admires. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I swear it doesn't. So when when we're getting all this mass misinformation, and then people see that, and then people want to imitate that, and people do that, and then it it emboldens the people who do give out misinformation. It do put your arms around racist people. That's what happens. So yeah, Jed, I'd be freaking out too from that capacity. So I had nothing to tell you at this point. Again, just trying to survive, literally. And you try to find other people who can help start a support group, who can help try to commiserate with, and you can talk to, break bread with, do something. So let me see here. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me try something here. Hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Ooh, wait. Again, trying to navigate through some stuff here, so please bear with me. Oh boy, 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 boy. Ooh, wait. But I think again, if we try to find ways to connect and not have so many I feel alone type feelings, then maybe we should look at that. You know, maybe we should really take a look at that as concerned and try to find a way to move forward. Which again, there is that again is not easy either. But in order to survive, we must do that. Let me see here. It's it does leave one perplexed, like myself. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see something. Mm, hold on. Yeah, again, trying to navigate through some tech stuff. So please bear with me. Um, let me see here. So once again, trying to find answers to what's going on in life, and if we find the answers, we'll find a way to continue on, and that's where it should be. Let's venture out to the phones. Is this Mr. Hypnotic?
He is I is he, the exotic MC, Mr. Hypnotic here.
Oh man, first of all, I owe you a deepest apologies, man. I have no idea what's going on with my tech stuff. I got to break all this stuff down after the show and call the tech people, man, because I can't have this, man. But first of all, thank you for calling in.
No problem.
You are the man, 50 grand. No, I love you more. Which is why I reach out to you to be on the show. But once I get, also, I'm going to have you on for this segment. But once I have everything back together again, you're the first person I'm calling out to have you back on so we can see your face and see your smiling face and your facial expressions and everything else. So it's good to hear your voice, Doctor. How you feeling, man?
It's good to be heard, Doctor. It's good to be heard. I appreciate you reaching out. It's been a minute. Man, I'm just happy to be heard. You heard me?
Well, first of all, let's state the obvious. The name Mr. Exotic, the Exotic MC, where'd you get that handle from? How did that start?
I've been asked that question several times from coworkers and other people. So, make a long story short, is one night I was doing security for the exotic dancers, Chicago exotic dancers, and one, namely the artist formerly known as Mr. Climax, aka Big B Jenkins. I was sitting in the car one night in the Walgreens parking lot of 75th and State, drinking. We had just purchased some Hennessy and Hypnotic, and that was like the going drink. Back then, it was called the Incredible Hulk.
That's right.
So we're talking back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So how I started on the MC thing, I started doing security for the dancers, and then one night, at the Taste Entertainment Center, it was an old Taste on 630 Low.
That's right.
Tornado was the original host. Tornado, Big Daddy Woo Woo from 103, B103.
That's right, I remember.
And he was late, so they didn't have anybody to bring the dancers out. They was like, "Hey, you ever hosted a show?" I said, "Not like this." So. Man, we need somebody to introduce the dancers. Just do the best you can, improvise the best we can. Oh, okay. So I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. Being in show business, I was still nervous as hell because these people ain't never seen me before. So as a security guard moving into the MC spot, I kind of made it interesting that night. So the guys got paid. They thanked me very much. Tornado came and snatched the mic, told me to get the hell off the stage, and the name the exotic MC, Mr. Hypnotic, came from Climax calling me Hypnotic. Talk about some, once you get the mic, all eyes on you, like hypnotizing with your digs. I'm like, okay. So then a little bit down the line, I started getting booked for a lot of stuff. And I said, this Hypnotic thing ain't working. I gotta add something like the Fly Jock Tom Joyner or the Dan Ryan head Doug Banks. So I'm like, okay, I do exotic shows and I'm emceeing them. So I put all that together and I created the Exotic MC, Mr. Hypnotic.
That's a wonderful story. See, you and I almost worked together briefly. Our good friend, Dr. Al Greer at WOSD. That's how we met.
Exactly how. Yes.
Yeah, and we met, and I felt good vibes from you. I felt good vibes at the same time. I was there briefly, but I had to move on, do some other stuff. I had to, take care of my mom during that time. But I just remember the whole thing that, man, this is a good brother, man. I was looking forward to working with you, getting to know you better, and having you on the show in person and everything else. And I was going to interview the whole staff and everything else. But it was just nice to see. Now, how did you get associated with Al Greer for WOSD during that time?
I've known the doctor himself for many, many years. Many of those years that I wasn't supposed to be in the Taste at a younger age that I should have been. I would see him, Raymonsky Love, and some of the other personalities hosting events up there, Steppers events, a lot of different events, and they were always at the Taste. And I've known Al since then. So when I was, looking to do more radio than I'd already done, I called, DJ Q Quincy. He was like, "No, I ain't got no room on my station, bro. But you can call Al Greer." I said, "Oh, Al knows me." So I made a phone call to the doctor. He told me to come to the studio. That's how I began with WOSD Radio.
How long were you working with WOSD and Al Greer?
You want to know how many times I left?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why not? I know about that part, but since you're breaking news, go ahead.
You know I'm the king of go in. I started out for like, I want to say, Jesus Christ, I might have to ask my wife on this one. I want to say 5-6 years. Then I left. Went to Lamont Watts. That ended up very quick. Went back to Al. Left that. That ended quick too. Off and on for the last, I'd say, 6 years. And now I am finally locked into 1073VIP.com, your station, your music, your culture. Big ups to Adam and Sharita Mitchell, the owners of the station. What up, no?
Well, I'm glad you got a home and you're not going back and forth, like the black stepchild and stuff like that, going back and forth and doing home to home.
I felt like Arnold and Willis on Different Strokes. Yeah, I felt like a orphan.
Oh man! Now, before the world of entertainment for you and being on stage and being in radio and things like that, what was your life before that? Born and bred here in Chicago. Where were you raised?
Born and raised, and it's funny. I had my favorite shirt on. You can see it next time. Just a kid from Leclerc Courts. Born and raised in Leclerc Courts, over there off of Cicero. They're no longer there. The as they call them, the projects back in the days, or the row houses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Born and raised over there. 46 in Lamont. My grandma bought the house that my auntie actually still has. I think a few months after I was born. Before either way, we've been over there since '66 when my family moved from Cabrini Green to Leclerc Courts in 1966. I was born in 1971. My mom, she went to Lucy Flowers and she graduated from Kennedy. My auntie Joanne, she went to Kennedy, and then she left and went to Jones, where I actually graduated in 1989 from high school. So, and then my aunt, the one I'm speaking of, she actually still has my grandma's house on 46 Lamont, where I was born and raised.
Man, now, growing up in Chicago for you, what was that like before your childhood?
My mom, my family, especially my mom, big ups to my mom, Earlene Perkins, down there in the SIP in Mississippi. My mom and my grandma, they weren't strict. They were protective. I didn't get in trouble. I didn't. I sat on the porch a lot. I did, with the kids on the block, played some ball, went across the street, played some softball, went behind the school, played some basketball behind Hearst Elementary School. I didn't get in any trouble till I got grown. They really stopped me from that life because a lot of guys I came up with were about that life. And what I mean is getting in trouble, getting arrested, fighting, gang banging, stuff like that. They didn't allow it. And my dad didn't. I spent like weekends with my father in my teen years. But coming up in a house full of women, they didn't allow me to do the dumb shit that a lot of people are doing today.
Do you appreciate the strictness now more than then? Because sometimes in real time we don't see it. Sometimes sometimes with certain people we know in our lives, our mothers, our fathers, they're strict like they're just being mean. But did you see it in real time, or did you see it afterwards, or both?
And again, I thank my mom, Earlene. I thank my auntie Joanne. I thank my grandma. God bless her. Nanny Sims. They ran a tight household. Again, I was allowed to go outside. I was allowed to play with the kids, but a lot of going to this block and that block and going to other areas where it's all, monkey ball going on. They didn't let me do it. And I appreciate it because I could have been, man, I could not even be here talking to you I could have been dead in jail, like a lot of guys I came up with.
Right.
But I'm appreciative of the life that my family provided for me, which was to succeed, to not be in trouble, to not go to jail, stay away from just drugs and all that good stuff. So I thank my family. At first, I was like, man, I can't go do nothing. But as I look back, I thank my family for the protection that they gave me.
It does mean a lot because, our family looking out for our best interests. They love us. They put love on us. And sometimes we get the message misconstrued, but we definitely get it in some way, shape, or form when we know the love is definitely there. So what kind of jobs did you have or continue to have outside of you, doing the showbiz thing?
Oh, hell, shit, a lot.
I figured as much.
I have been, let's see, I'm going back 25 years. I've been a store manager at Lids, the hat store. I've worked at Sam's Club and Rotisserie. I was a chicken dude. They were like, hey, that is hypnotic. He working with chicken. What else have I done? I have been a customer service rep. I have been a salesperson / manager for Edward Ark Denim. Big ups to Edward Ark out there in when we were in River Oaks Mall. I've done some of everything, bro. In the last 25 years, I did a lot. But currently, like outside of Mr. Hypnotic, Lydell works for a local railroad. I'll leave it at that. Can't put no names out there. Okay. But big ups to all the railroad workers out there. And I did a lot. And the Mr. Hypnotic thing was just it was a, I don't use the word gimmick, but it was something that did get me paid, but it didn't pay my car note, my rent. It was probably some money at the time when I first started, probably buy some new shoes or buy a new hat, go outfit, but I mean, ever since then, I mean, the Mr. Hypnotic has escalated into, I got good money coming here and then I got my work money coming here. So, yeah.
Hey man, I ain't mad at you, man. You gotta work hard.
I was trying to think of something else I did while my wife should have to tap me on my shoulder and remind me. But I've held some jobs in between being Mr. Hypnotic and Lydell and Mr. Hypnotic are two crazy moons. I'll tell you that right now. So.
Well, speaking of your wife, she chimed in during the comment section here. It says, "Hello, Mr. Base. This is Mr. Hypnotic's wife checking in, Jerry Redmond. Now, you gotta tell us how you met your wife."
You really want me to go there?
Yes.
You know what? I told you, babe. I told you. No holds barred. I ain't holding nothing in.
All right.
Okay. Hold on. I got to take a sip of this drink. Hold on one second.
Take a sip of it. Let you clear your throat. All right.
Okay. So, I met my wife. She in the back. She way in the back of the house. I'm about to tell the story right.
Happy wife, happy life. Come on now.
And I pursued her on MySpace.
Oh, you went back to MySpace. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I actually knew her from attending the shows. Her and her sisters and some of her friends or whatever, cousins would come out to the shows where I was hosting. Mm-hmm. To see the oily half naked and then naked men. I hit her on inbox. I said something slick like, because she had this. I can say it. What they called it back then? With the tattoo on the bottom of your back, a stamp. Anyway, the tramp stamp, that was called. But she had a tattoo on her back that said hot chocolate. And so, my slick ass in her inbox about some, can I get some of that hot chocolate? Something I said to that, yeah. So it took her a while to give in. We hooked up, went on a date or 2 or 3. She didn't actually allow me to be her man until probably after like a year or 2. So yeah.
Now hold on. Now she just typed here on the show in the comment section. He stalked me.
I do see gonna say so. I tried to say everything so she wouldn't say shit, but that's how it worked out. Okay. I was in the inbox trying to get some of the hot chocolate. So yeah, now so yeah, we've had our ups and downs, but we have actually been together 16 years in December, but we've been married going on 4 years this October.
Congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, that's beautiful. Any children?
We have no children together. However, I have 3 big head daughters. My oldest daughter, Kyra, she's 27. Mm-hmm. My middle daughter, Tamara, who just graduated from Northwestern. I lied. She graduated from Loyola from the nursing program they had there. She's going to be a nurse. She already has a job lined up at Northwestern Hospital. She graduated with honors, last month? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And I got a big head 16-year-old by the name of Amaya who thinks her last name is Kardashian.
Oh, no, don't say that.
She thinks because her daddy worked and her mama worked the jobs we worked at, everything she asked for is supposed to be given to her on a you dig. But don't trust me. I give my kids any and everything they want.
That's right.
But when they start getting to these concerts that cost $500-$600 and the tickets I want Fantasia costs like $100-$200, we got a problem.
You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing.
But I treat all my girls the same. I got 3 grandsons as well.
Okay.
What the hell? My grandsons are Namir, Lamont, and what's that middle boy? Maurice. Those are 3 bad grandsons. 5, 3, and 2 years old. Yep.
Man, look at you. Well, what is the side of you that's the father and grandfather? Or how does that feel?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
To be a father and a grandfather, that side of you, that side of your life, how does that feel?
It's a great feeling. It's funny because a lot of people I went to school with, they had kids in high school, was pregnant with kids in high school. I went a little late. I'm 54 years old. Like I said, my oldest is 27. But I'm glad when it happened. I guess it was the right time for me to start having children, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to say I am a father of 3 beautiful girls and a grandfather of 3 handsome young men. It's definitely a blessing. I try to spend as much time with them as I can due to their scheduling, due to my schedule. Not just back in the day, the Mr. Hypnotic schedule kind of screwed a lot of things up. Yeah. But as I kind of got away from the Mr. Hypnotic, kind of let it ride, I need to see my kids. I got to see them a little more. So I fought myself when they were much younger that I was on the road all the time.
Yes.
Kind of like MC Life, but on the road all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But letting the Mr. Hypnotic thing go, it even with the real job I'm working, I get to see them and talk to them more. So the more I get to see them by their faces, not just on FaceTime and meet and all that old crap, just seeing them and being with them. Like I just left Mattoon a few weeks ago for my oldest grandson's preschool graduation down in Mattoon, and they were shocked to see me. They didn't think they were going to see me, but I shocked the world. And I shocked me. I made it down to Mattoon and stayed overnight. Took them a lot of toys. They were happy. Went to eat some Buffalo Wild Wings. Man, it was off the chain. Off the chain.
Last week, you were on your Facebook Live having a rant, and some of the things you were saying about helping people who didn't want to help you in return, how some people went on to have some sort of success, fame, and fortune, and didn't bother to even call you a child of God. Could you elaborate on that? I thought it was wonderful, to be honest with you, but I want our audience to know why the rant and why are you making these points?
You know, I get frustrated about my rants a lot, especially by my mom, my wife. Sometimes she supports me on some of the rants. My sister-in-law, Devin, aka Miss Muffy, she stays in my ass. But I gotta let it go, because if I bring it to you personally, is 9 times out of 10 is going to turn into a fight. But I just, let me get this off my chest. I gotta talk to something or somebody.
Right.
When the helping out people, bro, I have helped so many people, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's a homeless motherfucker on the corner. But when it's time for your boy, I might run into a small little dilemma. I can't get jack back.
Right.
I have spent money. My wife has assisted, and it's like, you know, if I ask for a pack of gum, I can't even get that.
Right. I understand.
It comes to the entertainment part of the question. All this goes from, and I'm gonna say it because I don't give a shit who call. Everybody got my number. You get offended, holler at your boy. It goes from dancers to poets to comedians to whoever I know. If I've put you on an event that I was a DJs, let's keep it funky, as my wife says, let's keep it funky. You all don't pull back and bring me in. Let me get a paycheck or two. I have gotten paychecks for so many entertainers in Chicago, and the love back I don't get. That's where the rent comes from, because I waste my money, I waste my time, I waste my gas, time away from my wife, time away from my family, trying to make sure everybody else is solid. But then when it's time to be solid with me, don't nobody know the exotic MC, Mr. Hypnotic's name. That's why I rant and I get fussed at, but I want it to be known. Because again, if I come to you, 9 times out of 10, somebody else is going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
So I just do it that way to try to keep peace, but it still gets around. Hypnotic said him. The reason, and let me say this, the reason why I do say it on Facebook is so, or on social media, is so nobody will say and go on lie and say, Hypnotic said, Lydell said. I put it on paper. I put it right here on the screen so you see what the hell I said.
Right.
I ain't got to sugarcoat jack. I'm 54 years old. I ain't got to sugarcoat nothing. But that's where those rants come from, because I help out a lot of people and put them on shows, get them gigs. And when they got gigs, I don't see no email, no text message, no phone call. Hey, I got this way. No, I don't get that. What I get, hey, I'm spinning, I'm doing this, I'm hosting this. Come on, that. No. I can't keep doing that, bro.
Well, you know what? You're not alone, and I'll share this story with you. So, my guru and mentor is Lee Michaels, and Lee Michaels, of course, is the guy who brought WBMX radio here in Chicago, programmed WGCI, and programmed all these great radio stations from coast to coast, New York, LA, and all parts in between. And I remember he was telling me about all the people he helped over the years, you know, money, like you said, help people put on game, help them with jobs, everything else. And so he helped me too, lead it at one point. And I remember I had got him a replica capsule microphone. Like they had like back in the day, like say the old Johnny Carson Tonight Show back in the day with the capsule mic on the desk. I got a replica mic of that. It's called Heil. HEIL is the company that produces all these great microphones and broadcast equipment. So I got him a mic with a stand to years later let him know that I appreciate it. Do you know he told me that out of all the people he's helped and said they would give him something in return, I'm the only one.
Wow.
And we're talking about over 30 years. Over 30 years.
Wow.
I didn't tell a story to put me out. I told you just the fact that to prove your point, it happens to everybody. A lot of people ain't built that way. A lot of people want to get, but they don't want to put anything back in return. And that's the problem with society now, or people of all walks of life. They talk a good game, but can't back that shit up.
That's why I spaz out. And my wife just today, about 3 hours ago, something went down, and I got kind of irritated. And so she said to me, "Quit." Can I use the F word?
Yeah, go ahead.
She said, "Quit fucking with people who got you." That word, "I got you," keeps my ass just irritated.
Yeah.
Those 3 words, "I got you." She just lit my ass about that about 3 hours ago, and that's I get tired of hearing those 3 words, because there's a lot of people that got me that ain't got to me yet. You feel me?
No, but see, what they should change it to is like, instead of saying "I got you," what they really say is "I got me." That's what they're really saying. They got nothing to do with you. They're going to use you to get to point A to B to C, but they should change it. Look, I got me. I ain't got you.
Exactly. And there's one person, God, I wish she was still here. One person who had me from she took care of me, from "I got you" to "I promise" to "I'm gonna take care of you" to she did take care of me. She started managing me, but she passed away about 6 years ago, and that was the international queen of exotic poetry, Strawberry Taylor. Strawberry Taylor never lied to me, never deceived me, never screwed me over. If anything, she made sure that she took care of me. She is really the main one who said, "I got you," that really had my ass, had my back. And she passed away. And since then, it's been like, I can't trust nobody.
Yeah.
But Strawberry Taylor made sure she took care of all her people. She sure took care of her entertainment baby daddy, which we call each other baby mama, baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? I miss her so much. And I think if she was still here, my career probably will be way higher than, I mean, I'm good, but had she still been here, dude, I'd have been sky's the limit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she passed away. I think about 5-6 years ago. Cancer sucks,
yes,
and I miss her. I miss her so much. I miss her so much.
I'm sorry for your loss, man. But thank God she's in your life in general, because sometimes when that person's gone, we can't think of our lives without them. What would have happened if we never would have met her?
This is true.
You know.
This is true, and big ups to her daughter, Miss Candace, who's doing. Oh my God, Candace is acting a fool with the bodybuilding. She has her own salon and a wig store in honor of her mother out in what it comes to Hills. Candace Pertee, y'all look out for her. Candace Pertee, that's my baby. Yep.
That's great. Let me go out the comment section real quick before we break. Hey, Jed says reciprocity. I hear and feel that. Where is hypnotic shine back? And that's what we talked about. A lot of these people talk a good game because they just wanted to get themselves to move forward, to use people to move forward, to do what they gotta do, and they have no shame in the game whatsoever. They'll say anything. My dad used to say, a man will make his mouth say anything. And he was right about that, because they'll say anything to get what they want to get to. But just the fact that we had like Strawberry in your life and people like that who were able to be true from A1 day one, that gives you hope, and that gives you some sort of light within yourself to keep moving forward. I'm sorry for your loss, but thank God she was in your life to get you to some sort of point where, you know what, there has to be some sort of understanding in all this. I may not like it. I may not really give two damns about it, but I understand it. And I think once we understand these type of people and how they operate, we can move the fuck forward.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Totally agree.
Man, look, this has been dynamic, which I knew it would be. Again, when I get all the tech shit knocked out, I got to have you back on to have you on more time. But, brother, you know I love you. I love your work. I've always been a fan from day one since we met back at WOSD Radio. Been following you on social media and everything else. And look, brother, I mean, God bless you and your family and your wife, your children and grandchildren, man. And one last question I have before you part company: where do you see Mr. Hypnotic in 5 years?
Probably still doing radio. By the way, you can listen to me every Friday night on Fahrenheit Fridays, 1073VIP.com. Every Friday night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. And 5 years, I'll probably still be doing radio. I'll still be doing railroad work. I'll be 59 by then. Hopefully, still talking to you. Yeah, more money, stack my money right, more events, more exposure. I'll be good. I'll be good.
The Exotic MC, Mr. Hypnotic, brother, thank you so much. I'll be in touch, and thank you for understanding. And once again, I'll continue to have the best life you have, and my best to your wife.
Best to you, your family, your fans, everybody. And also, guys, follow me all over social media at Mr._Hypnotic. That's MR_HPNOTIQ.
I see how much of a pro he is. Usually I'll ask the person, where can people find you at? He's so much of a damn pro. I'll do it my damn self. I don't need no layup from base. I'll do it myself. So I'm glad you did it.
People think the things that I do, I got it written down. 90-some% of the stuff that I do or say is off the dome. I don't write nothing down, and my wife still gets on me about that. But if it works, it works.
It's working, Doc. Hey, man, I love you more, man. You take care.
Love you, man. Thank you for having me on.
Anytime. Take care. Peace.
Gone.
My man. And once again, I thank him so much for understanding and coming on board, because like anything else, these things happen with the tech stuff. You know I hate tech, but I gotta. This is happening too frequently, so I might have to shut everything down. I hate to do this. I just got up and running again, but let me see what I can do on my end. Call the company and see what's going on. This doesn't make no damn sense. Hold on a second. We'll go back. Hello.
Yeah, I heard you talking to the last one on my phone. It went dead.
Oh no, we're good.
Okay, everything went well.
Oh, everything's going. Hey man, I'm just trying to make this happen, Doc.
I appreciate it, bro.
I mean, anything for you, bro. I'll talk to you later on.
All right, cool.
All right, got it. Take care. Bye bye. Again, Dr. My man, Mr. Hypnotic, Exotic MC. Yeah, thank you again for being on, brother. I was saying before this whole tech stuff. So, let me see what I can do on my end, obviously, and then go back to the lab and work on a few things. But yeah, this has been. I'm glad to hear the brother's voice. Like I said before, I love his work, and just continue to be a great, positive influence. And no matter what walk of life you come from, there's nothing wrong with positive influences, period. Because that's what we need. Have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you be happy. Make yourself happy. Reach out to people you haven't reached out to in a long time. Tell somebody you love them. It does go a long way. And just make it happen. It's gonna be okay. I don't guarantee too much stuff, but it being okay, I have a good feeling about that. Continue to be safe. Continue to be sound. Continue to be healthy. More importantly, above anything else, continue to be loved. Long live the peace. Long live the funk. More power to you. And as always, in parting with all of you, keep your head up.